All right, so I want to start this video off with a little story time, right? So pretty much I want to say like beginning of the summer, like probably June or maybe like early July, not entirely sure. I went to the mall with my friends, right? And it was me and two of my friends, and one of them, we had the main reason we were going there is because they have those literally like those little like jewelry pop-up booths or whatever, and he had this chain that he got from there, and he was either trying to trade it in or get it fixed or something like that. I don't know, I just know he had broke his chain and he was trying to rectify that, you feel me? That's a good vocab word, look that up. Rectify, look that one up. Anyways, right, so there, to put it simply, right, there was this gorgeous girl working there. I mean, my perfect type, you know what I mean? Like, she was short, very pretty, super nice smile, very seemed feminine in a good way, you know what I'm saying? um Shorter girl, shorter than me, nice curly hair, all the qualities I like, you feel what I'm saying? Just honestly gorgeous girl. And I never truly got this girl out of my mind. Like, I put it in the back of my mind because she's at the mall. It's a local place, might end up there again one day. And pretty much, right, I for a large portion of this summer, I have like really detoxed myself from social media for an extended period of time, for the first time since I can remember. um and I just found myself like bored sometimes, not knowing what to do with myself or my time. Um, yeah, it wasn't doom. What no scrolling on reels. I had no, just a lot less distraction, but also more boredom, and I didn't really know what to do. So, this may sound weird, but I actually suggest you to try it because it's actually kind of fun. Sometimes I would just go to the mall, walk around, and people watch. Wouldn't spend no money because I'm too fucking broke for that. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I would just walk around and just like people watch and whatever. Bro, you see some wild things. I was walking around one time, like the other week, actually the day that I'm about to talk about. I was walking around the mall, and I seen some store, bro, and it was an Indian guy who was working the store, and there was nobody in there, and he just had his feet up. He just had his feet up on like one of the things, but like he had no socks or shoes on, just straight grippers, out, working the mall in his store. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely didn't want to go into that store after I saw that, so I don't know. But yeah, all right, I'm getting off track. Anyways, right. So, fast forward to like 2 weeks ago, same day that I was just talking about with the dude that had his feet out, right? I was at the mall 2 weeks ago, walking around, chilling, people watching. And lo and behold, I walked by that same jewelry store, and this girl was there. Looks just as pretty as I remember, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what, this time I gotta say something. Last time I was all nervous because I was with my friends and whatever. I'm like, but this time I'm by myself, like, and also it's like it's like I gotta get practice at this. You know what I mean? It's like I gotta get. It's always good to get better at human interaction, whatever human interaction may be, and approaching women is probably the least, the human interaction I get the least practice at. So I'm like, fuck it, bro. What I gotta approach this chick. So, man, it wasn't easy though. I'll tell you that. I was walking around the mall for like an hour and a half, just avoiding it, like just overthinking in my head. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. She's so pretty, blah blah blah. She's working. What if, what if this? What if that? Just all the overthinking things that a lot of us probably experience. But and so I was kind of. It got to a point where I was just like hovering around her, near the near the pop up store. Oh my God, this sounds weird, but I swear I wasn't trying to stalk her or nothing like that. Promise, on God, on my mother's life. So it was like her thing was around the corner, and then I was like in the like down the hall, sitting at this one like table a lot, right? And like I couldn't see the store, but it was like right around the corner, and I was just super nervous. I was kind of just chilling there, and then I would walk around. I would like, there was like the food court was right below us, so sometimes I would walk around, and I would have an angle. I would have an angle where I could see the store, to like to see if she wasn't busy, and I could also kind of just play it off like I was just looking around, because the food court, like I said, was right below. So sometimes I would just be looking at that, and then I would check over to see if she was busy. But she actually was kind of busy a lot of the time. So like I would get, there was a few opportunities where I could have approached her and I pussied out, and then people would come and then they would start asking questions about jewelry, maybe trying to buy something. So then, and jewelry is like expensive. So like these people are there, like they're there for like 30 minutes at a time, really trying to decide if they're going to buy something. I remember there was this one family who, like, they had their daughter there, and she really wanted some jewelry, and I don't think they wanted to buy her this certain one, and she was crying about it. It was a whole debacle. You know what I'm saying? So, like, as time was going on, like, now it's like, okay, I kind of gotta, I gotta go to wrestling practice soon, and, like, if people keep popping up, I might not get an opportunity. So it's like, I just got to do this, right? But I'm not gonna lie, I continued to pussy out. But eventually, I'm sitting at my spot where I'm like, she's dealing with customers. I'm trying to see if they're gonna leave, so I'm at this one spot, and I'm gonna do it this time. I'm determined to do it. And she ends up walking towards me, turns the corner, and she's walking somewhere. Maybe she was going to the bathroom or going on her break, and I'm like, you know what? She's walking towards me. This is my chance right here. I have to just approach her. She's literally walking towards me. Like, you know what I mean? It's like this whole time I've been stressing about approaching her and trying not to interrupt her work, and trying to not like there was like one other person working there with her. I didn't want them to hear it. So it's like, all right, well, she's walking towards me. It's one-on-one, low ISO. On some Kobe Bryant shit. I'm like, bro, I gotta just approach her. So I approach her. I don't know. I was stumbling on my words. My heart was racing. I think I said something along the lines of, I thought you were really pretty. I've been trying to build up the courage to approach you, but you were working, so I didn't want to interrupt you. But yeah, I just thought you were really pretty. Blah blah blah. I think I asked her for her number, something like that. And she was super nice about it, super chill. She had a super big smile on her face. She is actually very gorgeous, but unfortunately, she had a boyfriend. But she was super nice about it. She was like, no, I have a boyfriend. She said, thank you for being super respectful about it. And I said, yeah, no worries, have a good day, and went on about my day. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much the whole story. And now, if you're just looking at results, it's an L, because she has a boyfriend, whatever. But like at the end of the day, I still had the balls to go approach her, and I still did that interaction. And she said she said she appreciated how respectful I was about it, and I really appreciated her saying that, because I really was trying to be respectful about it. You know what I mean? I didn't want to come off as one of them weird ass dudes that, like, I don't know, I just didn't want to come off across like that. But she said I was respectful about it. She seemed like she was blushing a little bit. You know what I'm saying? She had a big smile on her face. So overall, like, as far as rejections can go, I feel like that was pretty solid. You feel me? And at the end of the day, like, even though I got rejected, it's like I built up the courage to talk to that pretty girl in person, which is something I haven't always been able to do, and something I've been struggling with a lot recently. And I'm sure a lot of men struggle with it now today. I mean, the dating scene is pretty rough right now, as we all know. But I'd still put that down as a success, because I learned from it. You know what I mean? That was a life experience that I had. And it was like, I got better at human interaction through doing that. Like, sliding up on stories and texting girls on DMs, even though it's something I've done before. And I understand the appeal. It doesn't really, like, you don't really learn from it, whether you get rejected or whether she's fucking with you. Like, you don't really learn from it, because at the end of the day, it's just through text. Like, text is artificial communication. Talking to people in person, real human interaction, that's how you really become a better human. That's how you really learn, And that isn't just in dating, you know, that isn't just in that isn't just in approaching women and getting women. That's in every facet of life. This is just specifically, you know, about approaching women. But just like a few things in my head that I was thinking that really did help me, you know, be able to calm my nerves and actually talk to her was you know, just realizing that literally, like, you know, y'all bleed the same blood. Y'all both got insecurities. You guys are both humans, you know. Not one person isn't above the other, anything like that. You know what I mean? Even though she's a super pretty girl, and you know, it's like she's human. You know, like I said, she has insecurities. She bleeds the same blood as me. She gets embarrassed. You know what I mean? She gets sick. She, you know what I mean? It's like we're all human. We all go through the same things. We're all one in a way. You know what I mean? God made us all in His image. So, and also I think, even though I get in my own head sometimes, I think like I know I'm not an ugly guy. You feel what I'm saying? But like, you know, I just get in my own head sometimes when it comes to that type of stuff. But yeah, I mean, just go talk to her, man. Like like I know it can go south, and there's obviously been situations that have happened, but like as long as you're just respectful and you're not weird about it, and no matter what she says, you're cool. Like if she says no, whatever, go about your day. If she says yes, great. You know what I'm saying? See where it goes from there. But just yeah, it's good for you whether you get rejected or not. You know, just take it on the chin, roll with the punches, and yeah, that's all you can really do. You know, just try not to overthink it. And this is a message for myself. At the end of the day, I still overthink it a lot. I was overthinking it this whole time. She had to walk towards me at the end of the day for me to approach her. You know, I never ended up going up to her booth. She had to walk towards me. So obviously there's still improvement for me to make. But yeah, stop overthinking it, man. Just approach her, bro. You got it, bro. I believe you for real. You feel me? All right. Stay safe.